Beastly is a modern reinterpretation of the fairy tale Beauty and the Beast, published for the first time by Madame Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau de Villeneuve in 1740. The novel Beastly was published in 2007 in the United States. The author is the American writer Alexandra Flynn. With a degree in law, Flynn has been passionate about writing since childhood and began writing at the age of 5. Her 8 books belong to the young adult genre, whose readers are mostly teenagers aged between 12 and 18. Kyle Kingsbury is a handsome, rich, and popular high school boy who considers being handsome as the only way to succeed in life. Kyle is constantly making fun of peers who he doesn't consider to be on his level. This time, the victim of one of his pranks is an ugly gothic-style girl named Kendra. Kyle pretends to invite her to the ball, but then he shows up with a pretty girl and never misses an opportunity to publicly humiliate Kendra. Kendra, however, turns out to be a witch, and, in order to take revenge on Kyle, transforms him into a beast. The only way to break the spell is finding someone who loves him within 2 years. Unable to reveal his appearance to anyone, Kyle begins a period of isolation from the world, in which his only friends are his housekeeper Magda and his blind teacher Will. One night, the boy surprises a burglar on his terrace. In exchange for his freedom, the man offers Kyle his daughter Lindy, a girl who attends his high school and has a secret crush on him, but Kyle has never noticed her. At first, Lindy doesn't recognize Kyle and deeply hates him for making her prisoner. But then she gets to know his more sensitive and gentle side. Thanks to a mirror Kendra gave Kyle, Lindy discovers that her father has gotten into trouble again, and Kyle, who is in love with her, decides to let her go. Resigned to the fact that he will remain a beast forever, one night the mirror warns Kyle that Lindy is in danger. Heedless of the consequences, Kyle rescues her, the two kiss, and the spell wears off. The movie, released in 2011 and directed by Daniel Burns, has some differences from the novel. In the book, Kyle is elected Prince of the Ball. In the movie, the election is for the President of the Green Committee. The author also underlines the fact that after the spell, it is Kyle who wants a private teacher in order to develop his intelligence, since he can no longer rely on his physical appearance. In the movie, this is not the case, and Kyle initially refuses to attend classes. Or again, in the book, Lindy's father is caught during a robbery, and in exchange for his freedom, he gives his daughter to Kyle. In the movie, it is Kyle who, having witnessed a murder committed by Lindy's father, blackmails him. Another discordant scene is when Lindy goes back to her father. In the novel, she doesn't call Kyle for months. In the movie, Kyle, after declaring his feelings through a letter, doesn't answer her calls because he's afraid of rejection. Also, in the novel, Kyle risks being attacked by people in the underground and is injured in order to save Lindy, who is in danger. In the movie, Lindy is about to leave, but Kyle shows up at the airport. He opens his heart to her and she kisses him. Finally, in the book, it is revealed that Kendra and the housekeeper Magda are actually the same person. The movie ends with Kendra being hired in Kyle's father's office, so it is clear that the vain father will suffer the same fate as his son. The novel wants to give us an important ethical lesson that is to go beyond appearances, because as the author shows us, a handsome boy can be good looking and in the end be a beast, just as a beast with a hideous appearance can instead reveal a good and kind soul. The author also implicitly invites the young reader to pay close attention to his or her circle of friends. Flynn shows that when you are good-looking and popular, you risk to surround yourself with false people and build relationships of convenience with them. This is what happens to Kyle in the novel. He thinks he is well liked by everyone, but when he becomes a beast, he discovers that his relationships are only based on lies. Provided that in love, as in friendship, one cannot base a relationship on the degree of popularity or wealth of the other, it follows that other criteria really count. Goodness of heart, firstly. In the novel, Flynn also deals with the theme of the difficult father-son relationship. Kyle's father is the typical man too busy with his work to be interested in his son's life. All he does is giving him money to buy his affection. After the transformation, the father is the first to be disgusted by Kyle's appearance, and after an apparent initial attempt to stand by him and help him, the father leaves his life for good. Lindy's relationship with her father is also complicated. He is deeply unreliable, he always gets into trouble, and it is Lindy's task to look after him. Parents are presented in the novel in all their fragility, and the children, despite their young age, turn out to be more mature than their own parents. Another important and extremely current theme is that of social networks and online relationships. After becoming a beast, Kyle starts looking for love on the web in order to break the spell. Obviously, every attempt turns out to be useless, since people with false identities hide behind the screen. Compared to previous versions of Beauty and the Beast, Flynn's version seems to focus more on teenage issues, such as self-acceptance, relationships with parents, and the use of social networks. By dealing with these issues, Flynn transfers the inherent values and teachings of the fairy tale The Beauty and the Beast. In a world where a lot of importance is given to appearance, the novel Beastly seems to go against the trend. The novel has obviously been very successful among young people. However, I think that everyone can learn something from the story. Sometimes, even adults can lose sight of what is important in life, and Flynn's novel can serve as a small reminder. Flynn urges us not to stop at appearances, but to dig deep into the human soul, just as Lindy's character does. Too few people today are able to do this, as highlighted by the scene in the book where Kyle is in the underground and people, frightened by him, want to make him fall on the tracks. And here, in my opinion, the very important theme of fear of the otherness comes in. Without knowing the details and facet, we are always ready to make someone fall, metaphorically speaking. The novel is objectively richer in descriptions. By making the movie, the director gave less emphasis to some aspects that in my opinion should have been analyzed, such as the disgust and rejection of the beast by society. However, I really appreciated the ending in which Lindy, after leaving the airport, looks for the beast, but finds herself facing only Kyle, and doesn't understand that Kyle and the beast are the same person until she calls him and his mobile phone starts ringing.